learn this. This is some scary stuff.
I'm in a South African township.
It's springy and gooey. Oh, this is not gonna be. Oh, I should have looked at it.
About to eat a sheep's eye. How did I get here?
I'm David Moscow. You might know me as a child actor.
I grew up in New York, but I spent my summers in the wilderness of Maine, Utah, and Montana, where I ate berries off of bushes and fished out of running streams.
There was no town close by. So if you needed stuff built, if you needed stuff grown, you had to do it yourself.
And I now realize my childhood summers were the last time I had true connectivity with the food I was getting. And I want it back. So I came up with a plan to meet great chefs from around the world. They present me with a dish, and then I hunt, fish, forage, and source all the ingredients to recreate this meal from scratch. Come join me on this crazy adventure as I find out how food really makes it onto your plate. CapeTown combines very wealthy and very poor neighborhoods and townships. The city, like South Africa as a whole, has one of the most skewed distributions of wealth and income. I won't be focusing on the glitz and glamour of CapeTown Central, but we'll be headed out to the township of Khayelitsha. Apartheid was a system of racial segregation and domination of the non-European populations by the white minority in order to seize the land, monopolize economic power. So I first learned about South Africa in the 1980s, at the height of apartheid. I was very excited when Mandela was released, and then he came to visit New York in 1990. So when I heard about this small, amazing restaurant in the Khayelitsha township close to CapeTown, I decided this was the perfect opportunity for me to go, see South Africa for myself, learn about the culture, and make some amazing food from scratch. Master Chef Abigail Mwela Mokoena created the four-room Dekasi culture to show what life was like eating and living in the townships of her youth at the height of apartheid. So during apartheid, Black people were forced from properties that were in areas designated as whites only, and it was enforced through imprisonment, torture, death, and/or banishment. This was the system that Chef Abigail grew up under.
My name is Abigail Mbalo. Was born in Guguletu and lived in Khayelitsha, and now left Khayelitsha, and now I'm back in Khayelitsha. We're in Khayelitsha at a restaurant called Forum Dekasi Culture, which was the birth of after a stint in MasterChef.
In 2014, Chef Abigail competed on the third season of MasterChef South Africa, where she placed 6th and made a name for herself.
The reason I decided to move back to Khayelitsha is that whenever Sam is my husband, we visited the township, which we still had my sister living here, is that we noticed there was something missing, there was something lacking. We were not too sure what it is, but we knew we played a role in not developing this economy. So we sat down and we said, what can we do with this whole food experience? It's gonna be on national TV. What voice will I be sharing out there? And that the voice was that I'm gonna use food as a tool that will drive us back to the township to make a difference, help develop the economy of the township, as well as bring an influx of tourism. At that time, I didn't know how I'm gonna do this, but I knew it's gonna happen.
The restaurant is named for the four-room house built by the government in South Africa's Ikasis, the townships. Multiple families were forced to live together in these houses.
Family to me means you. The question actually kind of like, that made me emotional. Sorry. Can't talk. Just asking what family means actually just reminds me of how my mom always lived with more people in the house. We always had extra people living with us. Even the forum dome where we live, we were 4 families. When we moved to Khayelitsha, we actually had a bigger house because the Khayelitsha homes were 2-room domes. So we couldn't move all of us
until the house was extended and built bigger. And my big brother had a soccer club. Some of the guys that actually moved down to actually play in his soccer club stayed with us. I actually grew up thinking we're all family until one day my sister still teases me about it when I saw one of the guys' letter that came home, and I asked, but why does he have a different surname to ours? And they said, but we're not family. So family to me means being able to actually have other people in the space that I'm in, or whatever I can provide, and they feel as part of family.
So Makasi was just chosen by Food and Wine as one of the top 30 restaurants in the world, which is incredibly exciting. But the restaurant goes beyond just good food. She's bringing tourism and money into the township and empowering the community.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for cooking this dish. Let me know what you have for me.
Okay, so what we have here is actually a vegetable crudité, the dune spinach, widely available here in Khayelitsha. And then we have a spekboom, and we also have some radishes, turnips, and with a beautiful nasturtium flavored dressing. One, it has got the nasturtium leaf with some olive oil and lemon. And then we have our carrots.
This looks good. Look how colorful this is.
Yeah.
All raw.
Healthy.
I love it. That's gonna be good. So what do we have next?
Okay, so our next dish that we have is our pap.
Pop.
Pap. Pap is like a porridge. It's usually made with maize, but this one is with sorghum.
Oh, okay.
And I've done this with some potatoes, seafood velouté that you see around the pap, mussels, and some parts of the crayfish.
Okay, well, let me try this. It's just perfect. All right, so tell me what this is.
So what we have here is what we often call in the township a coulas. So we use lots of ice here. It's some orange juice, rooibos, and rhubarb.
And mint.
Yes. So it's kind of like a healthy drink. And with the rhubarb, which is raw, you can actually smell it.
Oh, that's nice.
Let's toast to that.
Cheers. To the beginning of an adventure in South Africa.
Wow.
We have crayfish, mussels, spekboom, duku, dune spinach, rooibos, sage, vegetables, oranges, butter, nasturtium, and olive oil.
I got in Johannesburg. And with that, we're off.
I have no idea what half these things are. This is going to be very interesting trying to forage. I don't know what they look like in the wild. Ingredient one, I'm off to a dairy farm, and I haven't milked a cow in years. We left Cape Town before the sun came up. And at the crack of dawn, the scenery started to change. It went from city to rolling hills, lush greenery, and then the farms began.
Smells like cows.
Hi, how are you?
David.
James, hi.
Nice to meet you.
Antonius.
Hi, Antonius. Nice to meet you. Oh, here comes the cows. Look at this. Wow.
Every now and then I spend the morning, I come in early and I spend the morning and I milk, and then I'm luck, and then I'm fine for the next month.
Camp Hill Farms is an awesome place. Not only do they make amazing dairy products, but they hire and house special needs individuals.
Come inside. Okay. So what's important when we're in here is that we're just peaceful, that movements are peaceful, because otherwise what will happen is the cow will constrict its udder and it won't give milk. The more comfortable it is, the more easily the milk will flow.
Yeah, so just a squeeze with the soap.
I definitely don't remember any of this as a kid.
looking beautiful. Beautiful milk in here. All right, so let's go get some breakfast. And then we can come back and... Now, all the people that you used to work with in CapeTown, do they think that you're kind of crazy for giving it all up and coming out here? All your friends?
I think it started that way, and I think they're a bit envious.
That's probably right.
So I was having a conversation with James, and he mentioned that he used to own an advertising firm, but he gave it all up to move out here and raise cows, to live a simple life. I could live a simple life. I would enjoy it. I would make butter all day. I'd have huge forearms. I think the 5 a.m. start would kill me, but if we moved it to noon, I'm in.
The bread is great. The butter is like sweet and rich and thick.
We had some incredible conversations throughout the day. I mean, they're doing solar power here. They're really at the forefront of progressive farming. In fact, because the farm has been around for a long time, originally under apartheid, they could only work with white special needs people. But since apartheid's finished, they've now been working with black and non-whites. In fact, they're creating this really, really incredible multicultural farm community that makes the best butter around.
So from morning's milk into the holding tank, being cooled down, brought into the pasteurizing tank to pasteurize the milk. So now we're at the right temperature to pour the milk inside the buckets to start with the separating. Okay. So we have the cream and the milk on the one side, the cream we're going to use to make the butter.
All right.
Nowadays, butter's made with a machine. But because this is from scratch, I have to do it by hand.
He believes I'm going to bail out.
I think you're going to bail out enough.
Are we making a bet?
Yeah, how much?
10 rand.
10 rand.
Perfect.
Okay, it's a deal.
Which I think translates into about 90 cents, 80 cents. It's a big deal.
You have to put some muscle in there, please.
You know what? No comments yet.
All right, this is a little harder than it looks.
Okay, we're going to take a 2-second break.
You give up?
My mom will be very disappointed.
Jesus. In my mind, when I agreed to this, I thought it was gonna be like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. This is like an hour. I'm going and going and going.
So they're gonna start the machine. They put in the butter churner over there. They put some cream in there.
So we'll do a race.
We're gonna do a race. We're gonna do a race.
Let's spice it all up a bit.
And there's 10 rand. There's 10 rand on this steaks right here. Bang. Hold on.
There you go.
Boom. There you go.
There we go. So this is serious high stakes stuff.
Right.
Okay.
This might be the move that takes me home, people. It's not butter yet.
Oh, this was a terrible decision.
David Moscow butter. Is this what we would call butter?
This is, we're in butter.
Butter is made by churning cream until the fats are separated from the liquids. The fats become the butter, and the liquids become buttermilk.
Well done. That's fantastic. You deserve your 10 rand.
I think I've done long-term damage. I can't use my left hand anymore.
In churning the butter, my hands were literally shaking. It is so tough. 100 years ago, this is how people did it. You poured the milk in, and you spent hours churning butter. Their hands must have been like rocks. Solid, strong arms.
I made my butter, I won my bet, and now we're off to the next one.
The next ingredient up is olive oil, which obviously comes from olives. And olives thrive in Mediterranean climate. The Cape region has that. It's got cold, wet winters, warm, dry summers.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm David.
I'm Brigitte. Nice to meet you.
Hi, David. What's going on?
Welcome to Porsche
Thank you.
26.
Oh, my
I'm
goodness.
Ireland.
Well, I can't wait for you guys to show me how you do this.
The olive oil is perfect in the fruit. Our job is simply to remove it from the fruit.
I use olive oil a ton, and I don't know how it's made, so now I get to learn.
Making olive oil is pretty simple. You grow the olives on trees, you harvest the olives by hand, you wash the olives, you crush the olives, then you spin the paste in a centrifuge to get out the oil, and then you bottle the oil. But to make good olive oil, you have to tinker with mechanics and time. Virgin olive oil just means the oil is made simply by pressing olives. Extra virgin olive oil is the highest grade of virgin oil, and it's derived by cold mechanical extraction without the use of solvents or refining methods. It contains no more than 0.8 acidity and is judged to have a superior taste.
Olives are a fruit, so you're basically pressing fruit juice, though it's an oil. All right, here's my olive oil. Oh, that's great. So I got my oil. It's a little strong. They call it a three-cougher because when you sip it, that's good. So next up are the main ingredients of the main meal, the seafood.
We're here in Paternoster. Got up really early. Drove a couple hours from Cape Town to come fish for crayfish, or creef in Afrikaans. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. My fisherman speaks no English and I speak no Afrikaans, so it'll be the quietest fishing trip ever. Hello. Good to see you.
So here was one of the main points of confusion for me. They kept calling the main ingredient in this crayfish, which I know of as, like, you know, the little shrimp-like things you get in Louisiana. But when I got there, I realized we were fishing for lobster. And lobster is something I know. I spent a lot of my summers up in Maine, and I love to go out lobster fishing. I felt right at home on this boat.
So what's the name of this boat?
Opa Pril.
Opa Pril?
Opa Pril.
What does it mean?
No, it's my father's name.
Oh, it's your dad's name?
Yeah.
Very cool. Was this his boat, or?
No. We built the boat.
You built the boat?
Yes, we built it.
You built this boat?
Yes.
Now that's from scratch, people.
I guess my fisherman speaks great English.
This is hardest. We use hardest and poachers.
Okay.
For bait for the
For bait for it? And do you have to go out and fish for that?
Yes.
So I got this curse that I'm not really good on a boat. You ask me to catch a fish, 9 times out of 10, not gonna happen. So we get the net in the water and nothing.
It takes a male crayfish 7 to 10 years to get to the legal size to catch. A female, 20 years. They feed on fish, mollusks, other crustaceans, worms, plants, and are scavengers.
So we have the last net. It's our last chance. I pull it up, and we got a lobster. I mean crayfish.
Oh,
That's a big one.
this is a good one, right?
Yes.
We got one.
Got it. This was incredible. I got the crayfish. I broke the David Moscow curse. What an amazing experience. Until I got out the boat.
South African winter's chilly. The water, real cold. So we got our crib. First, I'm gonna get dry. It's really cold, but this was pretty exciting out there today.
It's time to get some mussels.
So we're going after Mediterranean mussels, AKA blue mussels, AKA bay mussels. I can't get wet again. This is my last article of clothing. That was almost a disaster.
So I step out onto the rocks and I see these little baby ones, which are basically useless to me. The ones I want are at the far end where the waves are hitting. And I had already gotten soaked once today.
Oh my God. Ha! I got my first. We got the cream, we got the butter. We got ourselves a crawfish, and now the mussels. On to the next.
Patronosa is kind of surreal. It's this faint little fishing village. All the houses are white. The doors are painted blue. It almost feels ripped at a time. But they source some of the best seafood on the planet. Next up is foraging. So I'm going to be guided by members of the Khoi and San tribes who are indigenous to this area. They know more about these plants than anyone.
Well, let's go take a walk.
Okay.
And so you can show me out on the hillside some of these things I have to find. I have to find spectrum, wild sage, and bokum.
Boho. Akafermo. This way. Can you see them?
There. So this is spectrum.
The land looked so dry, I couldn't imagine the life that was actually there. I mean, there are so many edible plants that they pointed out. You could live off this land.
What are we looking for next? Wild sage or?
Wild sage.
This is wild sage? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Well, the fishermen, when they come back, so the first thing that they do is they use this, put it in a nice hot bath water, and then they wash. So they wash off this fish smell, and then they smell fresh.
And the last thing is
Bucho. Yeah, we will find the bucho that side. Yeah.
The Khoi and the San are some of the oldest recorded tribes in history. They've been living in the driest parts of South Africa for millennia.
Do any of your people still live this way, or this is just from ancient times?
Yeah, you find nowadays people from Namibia, people from Botswana,
they would still live like this.
Yeah, but they are not allowed to hunt. That is a bad one.
They are taking away the old ways.
It's not easy to survive for all people nowadays. So this is how the village actually looks like. So it's very similar to the old way of living.
The San's occupancy of their land may be the longest continuous occupancy of any region in the world. Their lands were invaded by Africans from the north and Europeans who seized the springs and killed the game. The San fought back fiercely, but ultimately unsuccessfully. There are an estimated 100,000 San today in southern Africa, very few of whom have been able to maintain their traditional way of life. Foraging with them, gave this incredible historical context to the meal that I'm making. I mean, some of these foods people have been eating since the beginning of humans, and I was just truly honored that they were willing to share their knowledge with me and help me make this meal from scratch. Whew. That was a seriously jam-packed day, but I accomplished a lot, and I got to see more of this incredible country. Today, I'm headed back into Kailicha to meet Mama Christina. She runs the local community garden, and she sells produce, not only to Abigail, but to the rest of the community.
Molo, Mama Christina. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm
too.
David.
I'm Christina Kaba.
Wow, this place is gorgeous.
We try.
So this is a community plot, or you run this?
Yes, I'm running this.
You run this?
Yes. I train them here. I do everything here. I took them in their homes. They don't know nothing about this. We're working together. At the end of the year, we share the money we did the whole year.
After you grew up on the farm, when did you come to Kailicha?
I married the guy.
You married the guy and you had to come here?
CapeTown guy, he took me.
CapeTown guy took you here?
Yes.
How long ago was that?
We've been married in 1971 till he passed away now.
So 40-something years. Do you want to? Is this carrots right here?
These carrots right here.
All right, let's. Can we harvest this or?
Yes, go in.
All right, I'll
Put
go
the
in.
wheelbarrow. The other day, the police come.
Yeah.
We find it down there. Say, hey, Mama, what about the daggers? The daggers indigenous plants for Africa?
It was a pretty magical morning hanging out with her. She doesn't hold back. She told me all of the neighborhood gossip. She told me the battles that she'd been having with local government. She told me that the only person who should be in charge is her because she knows what she's doing, and I believe her. Listen to Mama Christina. She knows what she's doing.
Then, do you know about the rhubarb?
No.
The leaves is poison.
Oh, really?
You can't leave.
You don't cook with the leaves.
We don't cook with the leaves.
That's why you only see it with this.
Yeah, we
stalk.
cut it.
Thank you so much. All right, I'm done. I'm done. This garden's pretty amazing.
Okay, so I got everything I needed in this incredible garden. Turnips, potatoes, carrots, rhubarb, spring onion, beetroot, celery, mint, sage, and fennel.
There's so many feelings going on right now. I mean, driving in here, you saw sort of intense poverty. I mean, the struggle is real. And then in the center of it all is this amazing garden. It's like something that grew up in the cracks where people are finding a way to make a living and feed their community. And it's incredibly empowering and uplifting, and at the same time, it's tough.
This is where the people was forced from the District 6 area.
This is the Cape Flats.
And yeah, and they were all moved to the Cape Flats.
Historically, there were divisions. What makes you colored as opposed to?
That is $1 million question. I'm actually Cape Malay.
You're Cape Malay.
Yes.
Cape Malay is not based on color.
Yes.
That just means that you have some Malaysian.
Yeah, that is your religion.
Okay. And your religion is Islam?
Islam. This is one of the beautiful places
in the world. Yeah.
All over there is negativity in the country. But we're not seeing it as that, we're just seeing it as what we see.
That's right. That's right.
Every household is not there. There is ups and downs. So that is just similar with any country also.
My guide today is Sam, who happens to be Abigail's husband.
Welcome to my wood.
So what's up first for us?
We are going to start with the nasturtiums. After we collect the June spinach, we'll then go to have fun at different places.
You're going to show me around the township? I'm excited.
Yeah, we'll have scapcop. You know scapcop?
What's that?
You don't know scapcop? Okay, you'll know scapcop.
So we're gonna forage for ingredients in and around the city, and then Sam's gonna take me into Kailicha to experience a Friday night. So we're actually in the middle of the suburbs, the CapeTown suburbs. There are houses all right here, but this is where we're gonna find our flowers. We're getting nasturtiums in a suburb. Now this is true foraging. Imagine finding an edible flower right next to your house. On to the next. So Sam knows where to get dune spinach, and it's this epic little spot on the side of a highway.
David, wake up, mates. We just arrived at the dunes. Let's go for dune spinach.
This is dune spinach right here.
This is a dune spinach.
Dune spinach is a low-growing, edible, thank goodness, plant with these plump, water-filled leaves. Because of its proximity to the ocean, it has this delicious, salty taste. And it's useful as a dune stabilizer on the coast.
A little sandy, but it's very salty. It tastes like the sea. All right, let's get out of here. So this is a sheep's head here. What's it called?
Skapko. Or intloko.
Or intloko.
Intloko, ikusha. David, I'm salivating.
Yeah, go in there, go in there. Oh, wow. That's wonderful. It's like gelatinous, but with a real good flavor. And that meat is soft. It's all cheek. That's wonderful.
Do you want to taste the eye?
No. No. Do people eat the eye?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
This is how you take it out.
This is some scary stuff. Oh, I don't know if I can look at it. If I don't look at it, maybe I can eat it. It's springy and gooey. Oh, this is not gonna be. Oh, I looked at it. I shouldn't have looked at it.
I ate the bigger piece.
Did you? It's not going apart in my mouth. Oh.
Very nice.
No, it has no taste, and I don't even know why I did it. Oh. Life is an experience. Thank you, Sam. Thank you for this experience. I will never forget this experience right here.
So there's something interesting that happens when you visit South Africa, especially as a white person. A lot of people tell you that it's very dangerous all the time. A lot of conversations that you're having. And then the first time when I went to Kailicha, I saw the poverty, and it was pretty daunting. But Sam wants to bring me back to show me the culture and the vibrancy and the people and get to know what township life is like. So he's bringing me back to Spine Road on Saturday night to try some grilled meat.
This area, we call it Epakeni.
Epakeni.
Means it's a park, actually.
I looked on my Instagram and it said like Groover Park?
Groover Park, yes.
Groover Park.
It's called Ace Groover Park.
Ace Groover Park.
Yes. That's the vibe.
The guy who started this whole strip, that's his spot over there.
Ace Groover Park started from there.
We pull up to this road in the center of town, and it's a huge block party. And it goes on every weekend, Friday and Saturday night. People are driving, showing their cars. Everyone's got a grill. There's some restaurants. People are drinking. People are coming up and chatting. Music is pumping. People are dancing. It was pretty amazing.
I mean, South Africa really does have a serious crime problem, closely related to extreme poverty and huge wealth gaps, but it's far from the only aspect of life here.
Everybody was hyper-friendly, coming up, telling me I should eat here, I should drink this, where am I from, can they be on camera, can they be in my show? I think I have 3 more hosts now. I gotta call them back.
Braai is Afrikaans for roast, and is a very similar social custom as a barbecue is in the US. So just like back home, any excuse to have a backyard parking lot or even sidewalk braai is a good excuse.
Nice.
Oh, so good. It's not only just how delicious this is, but this whole space, this night, fact that everybody's grilling and smoking behind you just sort of adds to the whole deliciousness of the food.
Next up, oranges, found in a town called Citrusdale.
That is great.
The Western Cape grows a ton of citrus, a third of which actually ends up coming to the United States. Rooibos comes from the Dutch word for red bush, and it's an herb native only to South Africa. It isn't even a true tea. Rather, it's a plant that when harvested and dried, can then be brewed into a reddish-brown herbal infusion. I don't like tea. It's like hot, dirty water. Why? Why do we do that to ourselves? But rooibos is different. It is my favorite tea, the only tea I actually drink. And South Africa is the only place it grows. Only downside, it doesn't have any caffeine.
David, hey, what's going on?
Here in South Africa.
Glad to be here.
Yeah.
What's going on? Nice to see you.
Thank you very much. My name is Johannes.
This is your team right here?
That's my tea team. And it's important to cut the tea is that to make him healthy to start over next year.
There was something really wonderful going on at this farm. I kind of got a glimpse of what the new South Africa could look like. All the farmers that I was working with were co-owners in the company. And this was something not that the government mandated, but that the company chose to do to create a family.
When we do it for a long time now, and it's easy for us to do it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I see. You concentrate now.
Well, I don't want to get too low on it.
Yeah.
I don't want to stress the plant.
Yeah. We do it, can I show you?
Yeah, please.
Yes. We do it like that, and we do it fast.
The whole thing.
We do it fast.
Look at that.
You're
making me look bad.
Yeah.
When harvested, the bushy rooibos plant is cut by hand, and its stems and leaves are bound into bundles. The bundles are then sorted and then cut or bruised to encourage oxidation or fermentation. This fermentation is what brings out the plant's oils and helps the leaves develop their rich color and flavor. The more fermented the rooibos, the redder in color, the sweeter and richer the flavor it becomes. And this fermented tea is called red rooibos. We have crayfish, mussels, speckboom, duku, dune spinach, rooibos, sage, carrots, potatoes, turnips, oranges. So I got all my ingredients, I saw most of the Cape region, and now I'm ready to cook. So Abigail, you sent me on quite the adventure. Now, I know there's stuff that we didn't get. I don't quite remember everything.
Okay.
So as we go along, you'll just tell me what's there and what's not. What's the first thing that we're gonna do? What do we start with?
Okay, so the first dish we're gonna start with is the vegetable crudité.
I think you used lemon before, but I
Yes.
didn't bring lemon.
Yes, I
So,
just had a look at your batch that you only have the oranges, so
just
it's
the
okay.
oranges. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's obviously gonna lose some of the sour tang.
That we use to like as part of your Sunday meal with your pickled beetroot.
Couple basically said that this would maybe settle down after a period of time because it was very cloudy the day we got it, and it still looks very cloudy.
Wow, that is interesting. Okay.
Right? She's got to roll with this now.
Yeah.
I brought her a hand grenade, and she's
Nice.
trying to figure out what to do with it. This is the salt that we brought from Iceland. This is now an international dish.
Okay.
This came from the From Scratch pantry.
And we're ready to plate.
Oh, we're ready to plate. Okay.
Yes.
Shall we taste?
The citrus does stand out.
Mm-hmm. The orange. And that.
The bite.
That got me. All right, shall we do the next one?
Yes, the next
I'd say
dish.
this is a win.
And we need a whisk, so I'm gonna need you in the kitchen too.
To do this?
Yeah.
This is take 2 of the butter episode.
Oh, here's a whisk.
I was practicing for this. That's meaty, and it's got that real muscle stank to it. This is the green rooibos, because we weren't able to, it's not the season for the, what's the look on your face?
I don't know if it's gonna do the trick.
You don't think this is good?
I just smelled it. Normally with the rooibos, the one that we used to is like just by opening it, you can like get that smell coming to your face.
I think I may have messed up. This was a little mistake, but we'll see what's gonna go on. Yeah.
Coolers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, refreshing.
It is. And I want to know, like, what you think about this as compared to the dish that you cooked. And obviously, we didn't have some of the ingredients here. And get a little of this muscle in it too.
Okay, I'll do the same as well.
All right.
Let me go there before I can give comment.
That's really good. I love this pop right here. I've never had this before. So what do you think?
In comparison to my dish,
The original ingredients.
the ingredients do play a huge role in the flavor of the food.
Oh, really?
Yours tastes better.
You think so?
Yes.
Really?
It does.
Why? What's changed
It's,
here?
the flavors are actually popping. I mean, with that orange that I just tasted from the mussels, and the creaminess, the velouté, the butter, it's warming, it's comforting.
As I wrap up this episode, I am left with a feeling of hope. 25 years after South Africa's first free elections, South Africa still faces huge crises. But I also saw the power of people like Sam, Mama Christina, and Chef Abigail to build community and institutions based on excellence and collaboration that will be the foundation for the future of South Africa.